This is the second project in the shop, but the first one that required some milling. I love this milling flow. Once I get some carts with wheels, it's going to be so much easier. I milled more material than I needed, so I could pick. These boards are gorgeous with this real purple grain and the walnut. However, they really contrast starkly with this, and just these 4 boards is actually enough width for what I was looking for. So time to lay out where my dominoes will be, making sure that I inset them from the ends enough that when we cross cut these in square, we don't cut into a domino, and then we get this thing glued up. So if you're not familiar with the domino, all that does is give me a slot for a little piece of wood that I put in there. It's also called floating tenon joinery, and the whole purpose behind that is it does add some strength, but the big thing is because these are referenced off the top, it makes sure that when I put the top together, the top is actually flat and I don't have boards floating, creating lips that then have to get sanded out. So it just makes for a smoother glue up. You can also use clamping cauls. I did a whole video on that. Dowels, biscuits, all kinds of other things. I just like using the domino because I have one. Got the panel out of the clamps. It's really good, not quite perfect though, so we're gonna run it through the planer. One of the reasons I jumped on this beast that I found on my travels is because it's 26 inches wide, besides just being super freaking cool. This is 23 inches, so I can take this and to flatten it, instead of having to sand the living daylights out of it, we'll just send it through. And then we're gonna go to the CNC, get some logo action going. The file that's going to cut my logo on the CNC, I designed it to reference off the center of the table. So I realized I have to find the center first, which means I needed to go ahead and trim these in square. So we knocked that out with the track saw, quick and easy. Just using the corner to corner trick, very easy way to find the center of something. And then we'll know what to reference on the CNC to put, so things are, so they're not wonky. That's what I meant. So on my spool board, I've got my little fence dude set up to make sure I'm tracking along the y-axis, so that way my board is in line with the machine's travel, so that way my graphic comes out straight. I've got all these holes and these little cam clamps. And the idea is for a lot of stuff, I can just, clamp it like that. We have an issue, you can probably see where the gantry is gonna hit these clamps. That's no big deal. I'm just gonna shoot some brad nails on this side instead. Although I guess what I could do was shave some of these down because I made extra, but I'm not gonna. The file I made in VCarve that I'm going to load in this to run, all the directions of where to move start from the center of the graphic. I have my logo, so that center of that needs to line up with the center of the board. That's what I've got. Now the machine needs to know where that is, so I've moved the bit there. This is called setting your origin, or just setting your zero, or zeroing out. I'm using the touch probe here, and that's going to go down, touch. Now it knows how thick this dude is. So now the zero of this is right flush with my material, and I'm going to hit the X, Y, 0 button. This is how far X and Y are from their home. Hit 0, and now they're zeroed. Now the machine knows where to do all its instructions from. Now I'm about to run it. The first pass we're doing is with a 1/4 inch upcut bit, and that's gonna clear out most of the material. I want crisp corners, so I'm doing a V-carve. So after this hogs out most of the waste, we're gonna switch to a really small V-bit and put that in there, and then it's gonna dress everything up nice and tight, give us those corners.
The storm is coming, but I'm prepared. I'll be gone for a while, but don't be scared. Right now, I don't know if I'll ever arrive. Where the grass is green, we're still alive.
Most of the waste has been removed with the 1/4 inch bit, so now we're switching to this tiny 1/8 inch 30-degree dude. I mean, a bigger 60-degree V-bit would be just fine for what I'm doing because of the size of this, but these are all I have, so now we get to play a game I like to call How Many Bits Do We Break? Now, because we're running the same program, different file, but the same carve, the XYZ0 needs to stay the same, so I didn't touch those. But because I have a new tool, it protrudes a different depth from the spindle, so we had to do another Z touch off, so that way the machine knows how far that bit sticks out. Yeah, I think the well, it's going to make smaller shading, so we go ahead and raise this up some. There we go. So the magic of switching to the V-bit, of course, is a round bit cannot make an inside corner that's tight. It can do an outside corner, but on the inside it's going to have that radius. So the V-bit with that point and a V-carve program, it does that little thing where it can come to a corner, and then when it rounds into that corner, it goes cheek, cheek, and that little cheek is what makes that corner nice and tight. So then when you do an inlay or an epoxy fill or whatever you want, or just spray paint it, you actually have a tight inside corner. And I hate doing this because you don't know, this could be an inside or an outside corner. So you have to use the words. This is pretty fun. I'm excited to run a real thing on this machine finally. All right, so the program is done. Gonna move the gantry out of the way, and we can start working on the epoxy. This looks super good. You can see with that V-bit, we've got all these nice crisp corners now, so it's gonna look real good once the epoxy fills it up. We do have a little bit of fuzzies, so clean this up with a vacuum. It's gonna be awesome. I'm about to mix up the resin for the epoxy fill. I'm using 2-to-1 because of its cure time. I don't want this to take forever to cure. Like thick set, because some of them are fairly small letters, it's going to have a hard time going exothermic, getting the heat buildup it needs to cure. So it might really take the full 3 days. Normally that stuff is workable in about 12 to 24 hours, but only if you have a pretty sizable pour. So I'm going 2-to-1. This stuff is tack free in like 5-ish hours or so. But the trick is this holds bubbles more, so I got to run it through the vacuum chamber to degas it. That's going to give me a better pour. With the thick set, I wouldn't have to do that, but I don't want to risk the longer time, so hence the 2-to-1. Common issue with epoxy is not mixing thoroughly enough, because this stuff's really thick, so it won't naturally become homogeneous in order to fully cure. So what'll happen is you'll have spots that are uncured. Another thing related to that is trying to pour out of the same bucket that you've mixed in. Everything in the middle is good, but what often happens is you might have one component or the other stuck on the side or bottom, and then you're pouring away, and you go, oh man, I need just a little bit more. And then you scrape that unmixed stuff into your project, and it doesn't cure. So to prevent that temptation, whatever you mix in is a goner. Use a new bucket. Now we're going to add some color. I'm trying the new TotalBoat epoxy pigment dispersion. Just supposed to go a lot farther than the old mix-all. So I have no idea if that's not enough or way too much or what. We'll find out together. All right, pretty good. I do want a deeper white. Deeper white. It's not normally what you call white. And this is quite a bit of an epoxy, so add some more here. Pretty happy with that color, so now we're going in the vacuum pot.
The storm is coming, but I'm prepared. I'll be gone for a while, but don't be scared. Right now, I don't know if I'll ever arrive. Where the grass is green, we're still alive. I hope I'll see you on the other side. I know that I'll be paying for the ride into the black hole. Sing for my soul.
Let this dry overnight so the epoxy is nice and cured. I switched out to a flattening bit, measured the area that needs to be flattened, and did a quick flattening program. So we're going to use the CNC. That's why I did the pour here to remove most of the epoxy, and then we can start sanding it. But this should save us a ton of sanding time.
The storm is coming, but I'm prepared. I'll be gone for a while, but don't be scared. Right now, I don't know if I'll ever arrive. Where the grass is green, we're still alive. I hope I'll see.
Flattening passes are done. This looks great. I ended up having to lower the Z a little bit and run a second pass because, as you saw probably some of those clips, it wasn't quite getting everything down. We got some track lines now, so we'll just come back with the Mirka and some 80 grit Abranet. That Abranet just absolutely chews, and of course, love the Mirka. Dust free, low vibration is going to be great. That'll get this looking really good. So pop this off. Probably do edge treatment first, then we'll get everything sanded nice, then finish. I'm really happy with this. This looks awesome.
The storm is coming, but I'm prepared. I'll be gone for a while, but don't be scared. Right now, I don't know if I'll ever arrive. Where the grass is green, we're still alive. I hope I'll see you on the other side. I know that I'll be paying for the ride into the black hole.
I've got one more sanding before we can apply the finish. I did 80, 120, wet the wood down, and then did 150 wetting it. Pops the grain because I'm going to use a water-based finish, and then the 150 knocked all the fuzzies off. Then I put some aqua coat on it. This is a grain filler. Walnut is an open grain wood, and I've been working on trying to get a smoother, really glass smooth finish on open grained woods. And so figured I'd practice some more on this. Totally unaffiliated. It's just a product I've been using, water-based, so non-toxic and all that. This needs a few more minutes to dry. Then I'll hit this with 120 to just flatten out the grain filler, and then we'll get to the finish sequence. Using Halcyon, my standard. This is the amber gloss, which only comes in gloss. Now, I don't want to yellow my epoxy, especially because I got some white epoxy here, but I definitely want to add some amber to this walnut to warm it up. So my trick for this is I'm going to turn this more into a wiping varnish. So that way I can come back and do a wipe off and take it off the epoxy, but it'll have soaked into the wood. To do that, I dilute it with a lot more water than it recommends. But again, we're trying to achieve a different purpose. So I'm doing about 2 parts water, 3 parts finish, which is going to super dilute it. But that, like I said, that just allows me to get the color into the wood, but to wipe it off my epoxy, then I'll come back with clear and build my coats with clear for protection. So we've got our watered down mixture. I did the bottom off camera and flipped it because you always want to do your bottom first. That way, if finish has to be drying on, you know, pyramid points or anything, it's the side that won't be seen. I know some of you are thinking, man, Caleb, you're really slathering that on like a ham-fisted teenager painting the fence. Well, again, this is the base coat, and we thinned it out so much to be like a wiping varnish. So the idea is now it's thin enough I can actually come back and wipe it off. You would not want to do this with full strength or even just slightly diluted Halcyon because it's so thick. But now I can get it off my epoxy, but because I slathered it on, I'm not wiping that color off the wood. It's had a chance to penetrate some. All right, so I've got all the excess wiped off. As you can see, the wood is toned very beautifully. Love this color. And my white, which had a amber hue to it before, is once again white, and my red is red. I'm really impressed with these pigment dispersions from TotalBoat. It's a pretty new product, my first time using it, and the color is so vibrant, it's insane. Now we'll let that dry, and then for the clear, I'm going to spray that on. So I'll spray some gloss, then top coat with satin. Because again, I know I've said this before, but gloss is the purest form of any finish. So you always want to build with all your gloss layers and then top coat with whatever sheen you want, because the way a manufacturer achieves any sheen other than gloss is by adding flatteners, which muddy the finish because they don't cast as much light. So the only time you should use anything other than gloss is your top coat. And again, for finish rags, because this has a bunch of finish on it, I'm going to very carefully wad it up and throw it in the trash because it's water-based. Advantage of water-based over oil-based. I don't have to worry about it catching my shop on fire. We've got an awesome top. Now we need an equally cool base to put it on. I've wanted a sit-to-stand desk for a while. Autonomous reached out to me, asked if I wanted to build one. So we're building one. Gonna slap their base together. It looks like all I need is a screwdriver. And I've already glanced at the instructions. I don't see this taking more than a few minutes. Looks pretty straightforward.
The storm is coming, but I'm prepared. I'll be gone for a while, but don't be scared. Right now, I don't know if I'll ever arrive. Where the grass is green, we're still alive. I hope I'll see you on the other side. I know that I'll be paying for the ride into the black hole. Sing for my soul.
Finished dried, looks great. All that's left is to put this on there and hook up some of the electronics, which is all plug and play. Nice thing is the screws that they sent are the right size, so I don't have to go digging through my hardware drawer to find screws that aren't going to blow out the top.
Want the truth, you're having doubts. But if I tell you now, the sun dies out. 'Cause I can
Okay, so I have the 2 plugs for the motors. They're going to go into the power supply, one here, and then got an Ethernet jack for the controller. That'll get screwed up here, and a plug for the power cord. So just got to screw this box under the table, screw this thing on, plug everything up, and we'll have a mechanized, motorized, sit-to-stand desk.
'Cause I can only give you my heart. When the darkest clouds begin to part, I hope I see.
One of the nice things is it also came with quite a few of these little cable keepers, so it's real easy to do your cable management once everything's plugged in and keep them all tucked out of the way. Everything's hooked up. It beeped and I see a green light. That's good. Oh. All right. Probably help if I looked at the instructions first. It's all set up. Now the little control panel, in all the pictures I see, it's always like the front of it's flush with the front sticking out some. But I know me, and I'd catch myself on that, and every time I bump the desk, I'd bump it till I broke it. So I recessed it, so if I bump this, I'm gonna bump the desk and not my little controller. It's all the way low. Whenever you first hook this up, you gotta hold both buttons, the up and down, till it goes down and beeps. But yeah, it's down all the way. We'll bring it up. So down all the way is like 29.5 inches with the top that brings it at 30, which is like the standard height, so that's perfect. And it goes all the way to 48, I wanna see, and the little LED display actually tells you what the height is. Yeah, 48.5, so with the thickness, looking at about 50 inches, which is honestly way too high for me even, which is cool. This is awesome. Because I don't know if you can really tell, our office is still in total disarray. So this is going to end up out here somewhere, and I don't really have a good chair for it. So we'll probably be standing at it a lot. So I can find the right standing height, and I can at least go ahead and get my desktop and everything out here and be able to come work at it. And then when we're ready to move into the office, you know, can move it down for we're going to get the office chair and everything. But yeah, this is nice. Super happy with the way it turned out. I like being able to take my time standing or sitting, whatever's good. I've got lots of joint issues that I don't talk about. So this makes me very happy. And just the CNC and epoxy work, my first real project on the Penguin, this is so crisp. Like that was so much fun. And then being able to use the CNC to flatten the epoxy, that was brilliant. The new pigment dispersions that TotalBoat has, I can't get over how vibrant these colors are. I'm not used to that with epoxy without using the mica. And with the mica, you get all that shimmery effect, which I didn't want shimmery. I just wanted the color, and it delivered. I'm excited about this. Anyway, I'm excited about the shop and everything, how far everything's coming. Hopefully for too long, we'll have the office put together. We're working on that a little bit. Thank you so much for coming along for the journey. Thank you to my sponsors and patrons and every viewer out there. Hope you learned something, were inspired, or at least entertained. And until next time, make time to make something.
Into the black hole. Sing for my soul.
If you ain't first, you're last. $1,000 domino.